Right. So, question 7. What we see here, literally, this is where we would. I spoke earlier on about calculating the correlation coefficient and looking at the relationship. So we have a formula for looking at the relationship between x and y, if you like, and where that relationship is perfect if it's equal to 1 or it's equal to -1. So positive correlation and negative correlation, just correlation really between the whether, and then we talked about the coefficient of determination, whether or not x does cause y. Anyway, this question simply wants us to plug these figures in, and so this is the sum of, if you like, this is the sum of it. It gives us here the totals. So plug in these figures here, and you find that correlation. We're literally plugging in figures, by the way. So literally, and they tell us that n is 5. So you're literally going 5 times the sum of xy, which is 2927. So I'll put that all in a bracket, and I'll do it as I go step by step, minus the sum of x, which is 83, times the sum of y, which is 174. That's done. That's done. Divided by, again, 5 times the sum of x squared, which is 1395. So I'll just bracket this again, minus, of course, the sum of x, which is 83 squared, times, of course, again, do this here, and here I have 5 again, times y squared, sum of y squared, which is 6142, minus, I'll just put brackets here, minus, if you like, the sum of y, which is 174 squared. So work through this, riddle through this, and you should come out. Literally, you're just making sure you're just being cautious as you do this carefully, and you should come out with B 0.999, which is very close to 1, literally. All right, cool, great. And then the next one, and that's the correlation, if you like, coefficient. So this one is, you just have to be careful, I think. This is a zero-based budget. We've talked about these. You're starting from scratch. It says this car park has 100 spaces. So they tell us that 20 of these spaces, first of all, are going to go annually. So that means there's only going to be 80 spaces left for any issue. So so I have 100 spaces. 20 will go annually, annual permits. So that's times 200. So I have 80 left. Of those 80, you're telling me that, well, 250 days, I will have a 90% occupancy. So 90% of those 80 spaces will be occupied. And on the other 115 days, I will have a 20% occupancy. So 20% of those 80 will be occupied. So what does that mean? You're saying 72 spaces will be occupied for 250 days of the year, and 16 spaces will be occupied for 115 days of the year. So what does that mean in terms of total income? I will have, of course, the 20 times the 200 from here. Then, of course, I will have from here 250 times 72 times £5, because you've told me it's £5 a day. And here I will have the 115 times 16 days times £5 as well. So plug in all your figures here. Plug in all your figures here, and you should have, this is 90,000, and this is 9,200. Add all these together, and you should come out with a lovely figure of 103,200. And that's your budget. Cool, great stuff. See you in the next videos.